and gentlemen,
how are we doing today?
we're back after an eventful weekend.
Oh, good and bad.
What did you think?
The ESPN card I think was really good overall. There was some bad things, like I definitely agree with Shaw. I was watching this podcast. He went off on Greg Hardy.
Okay, you want to talk about the Greg Hardy thing?
Let's start off with, how about we go with Broner, Pacquiao, and then we go up through.
Okay. First of all, did you see in the co-main event, did you see Purdue Jack's cut?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Jesus.
They said it was from a headbutt.
Yeah.
What round did it happen?
I think it was the 6th or 7th, and he fought the rest of the fight with it.
So, you think that affected the fight?
100%. Like, he was losing the fight beforehand, but
it should have been. But isn't it after 6 rounds, it would go to majority decision, right?
It would go to the decision, yeah, and he would have lost the fight. But, I mean, I don't think they should have made him fight with that. They should have, like, he needed to get that fixed, right?
That was pretty bad.
It was, like, 4 inches long and, like, 1.5 inches deep.
And he's already a weird-looking guy now. He's going to be a weird-looking guy with a scar.
But, like, the dude's got heart to continue fighting with that. That's insane.
The fact that it's from a headbutt, like, I think he should get a rematch.
Yeah, but he was losing though. Like, it wasn't.
I know, but how many times you can say? How many times you can just honestly say, "Hey, that's strategy. I was waiting for him to fade out." You know what I mean?
But like bro, when you're southpaw, when you're orthodox, you're fighting southpaw, you hit heads. It happens all the time. Like,
yeah, that's true.
But it's just unlucky because it could have happened to the other guy. The other guy could have got cut, and then he could have like deteriorated hit the way he was fighting, and then he get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been either way. It just happened to be Badu got the cut. I don't know.
Wow.
But it looked like he had a fucking vagina on his forehead, bro.
I know, it was tough.
Every time he was making facial expressions, was splitting open.
They should have stopped the fight, though.
Did you see the ref? It looked like he was a butcher, man.
Yeah, it was horrible.
He just killed a deer or something, was hunting with Joe Rogan and the boys.
Horrible. We should actually get cups.
We should get cups. Shout out to Willie Nelson. Not a fan, but you know what?
Shout out to the Great Wolf Lodge. Take your kids.
Good cup of Joe.
There you go. Folger, your coffee isn't that good. I stick to that McCafe, actually.
McCafe?
Yeah, I like it. I'm not a big Tim Hortons.
There's a brand of coffee that my girl's parents drink called Lavazza.
Okay.
It's the fucking best coffee I've ever had.
Is it?
It's unreal. Anyways, irrelevant.
Let's talk about that Broner fight.
We had a couple questions about the Broner fight. Shout out to Hayden Huggins, sent us a couple questions. He was asking, first of all, what did you think about the fight? We'll get into what he was asking after. You think Broner won?
That was horrible speech. Pacquiao definitely pushed the pressure.
I think Broner won pretty. I mean, I think Pacquiao won easily.
I had it 2 rounds, Broner.
I think I had it 3 rounds for Broner. I had it like 7 rounds for Pacquiao, 4 rounds Broner, 1 even or something like that.
Like, anytime there was a tee-off, it was...
He hurt him twice.
Yeah, he rocked him twice. Broner does have a chin, though, so we're used to that. But he said that he landed like 5 shots a round or something. Yeah, I thought it was a horrible fight, honestly.
It was literally what I predicted. Broner shelled up, and
he can't win the big one.
Whenever he got the left hand lead touched on his chin, it affected him. But Broner's defense was pretty sound, though. He didn't get hit with a lot of shots. He defended a lot of good combinations. And
at the post, they said, he's 3-3-1 his last 7, and he's like, what are you going to do? That was pretty funny. But what do you do with Broner now?
He's always going to be a name, so, okay.
But he's never really been that good, if you think about it. Like, he's never been... He kind of beat Paulie Malignaggi, but
okay, this is what you're going to see happen. Lomachenko's going to fight whoever, I think he has a fight lined up right now, but then he's going to beat him, and then he'll come up to 140, fight Broner at 140. Fight Broner at 140, and that'll be, because Lomachenko fights at such a low weight class, he doesn't get the respect for beating those guys. Broner's a big name, he'll beat Broner at 140, then he'll be recognized as like...
But they need to give, I think they need to give Broner a tune-up fight just to kind of build that up a little more.
I agree, but I just see them using Broner's name to push Lomachenko. It makes sense to me.
It's kind of nice to see a guy like Broner get buried, though. Like, he's not being, like, he's a dick. You know what I mean? Like, I did this.
He was focused for the fight, though. He was focused, man. You could see he was focused because he didn't get dominated. Like, every round, except for 2, they were like competitive. He didn't get like beat up or outclassed. He just didn't throw enough shots to win. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And what do you think about Floyd when he didn't even say anything? He's just like, Floyd, you're gonna give us a nod?
I don't want to see this. I really don't want to see this. Like, you look at what Pacquiao did. At 40 years old, Pacquiao fought a 29-year-old 4-time champion, Adrian Broner. At 40 years old, Mayweather fought Conor McGregor, who's never had a professional fight in his life. You know, it's a very different ball game. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just I don't want to see these old dudes just coming back out of retirement to fight other old guys. If you're gonna be old and you're fighting in a professional sport, fight the competitors, the other top guys of the division. We've seen Floyd and Manny. We know what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be competitive. It's gonna be the same thing. If anything, Manny will get beat up worse this time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a fan. What do you think? Are you excited for him?
I wasn't really excited, honestly, for the first fight because I honestly never really. With the first fight, I was hyped for it, but I knew what was going to happen, so I couldn't really get into it. I never thought that Manny ever had a chance.
Right, I agree with you.
So I couldn't really get excited for it. I could play out that fight a million times in my head. I thought people were delusional who thought Manny had a chance, and to do the same fight, it was boring.
It's just Floyd haters that just thought Manny had a chance. That's all it is.
There's a lot of them.
It's a lot of them, and I understand why. Like, I'm a fan because of what he does in the ring. As an athlete, he's one of the best ever, if not the best. But it's just outside of the ring, his personality just pisses me off, man.
Yeah, like he's one of the best to ever do it. I think you like stick with 50-0 too. We don't watch 51-0.
He's 51 right now.
50-0.
No.
Conor was 50.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, why am I? Yeah, I think Floyd Manny's done.
A little blurry. Oh, there we go. We're good.
Leave it in the past, man. Leave it in the past. Maybe give Manny the winner of Garcia and Spence, or Khan and Crawford.
I don't even want to see Manny fight anymore, honestly.
Thurman, Lopez, one of those guys.
I think that the thing with Manny is he is so good, and we always forget about that he is a great fighter, and he still is a great fighter. We just kind of look down on him because he is old. But he's one of those guys who will always have a chance. Like, if he fought Spence, Thurman, Crawford,
it's not going to be easy night.
It's not going to be easy for him, but I'm just saying he has that. I'm Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And he has that potential to kind of ruin a contender because he could beat him.
For sure.
You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. But what's wrong with that? That's what you want to see is competitive fights.
But I don't know. It's kind of like putting two prospects together that are into being a contender and putting them against each other when it kind of ruins the division. That's what I'm saying. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too hard.
I mean, a loss shouldn't be the end of your career. That's the problem. Like, if you lose to a guy like Manny Pacquiao, a guy like Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, that shouldn't be the end of your career. That's like, okay, you lost to one of the best guys out there.
That's the thing with boxing, I find, is that one fight could end your career.
It's a shame.
In MMA, you could lose like 4 in a row, and they'll still promote you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different in boxing, where it's not. Is it fair or is it not fair? Because like,
I think it's because there's so many different governing bodies and so many different televisors. You know what I'm saying? It's like so you got different promoters. You got like Fox, ESPN, DAZN, PBC, Showtime.
It's kind of like Berto. For example, he lost back in 2016, I think.
What we're talking about?
Andre Berto?
When he lost to
He lost like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. And then he won, and he was going to retire, and he was done. But then he won 3, and he got a fight with Floyd.
Right.
So you kind of like, that's really rare. Like, if you usually use 3, you're not going to be.
Well, look at Broner. This is his 4th loss. Every time he steps up to the elite class, he's lost to Maidana, lost to Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, and now he's lost to Pacquiao. So, like, how is he going to get a 5th chance? Like, what?
Sean Porter is actually a rare in that category too, because he's lost to Cal Brook, and he's lost to Thurman, and he's still. I honestly thought Sean Porter
hell of a fight
beat Thurman, but
Sean Porter's got a belt again now. Now he's a welterweight champ.
That's what I mean. So I think 2 losses definitely affects you more than 1
for sure. If you lose a fight in your career before you make it to the elite level, that will fuck you up for sure. When you're a contender, you're trying to come up the ranks, and you lose before you make it to the top 10, you're done. Like you're pretty much back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
So are you talking about boxing, or are you talking
boxing?
about okay? Because in MMA, you're looking at guys like Anthony Smith.
But there was a lot of guys on this UFC card that were undefeated coming into this card. Like a lot of them.
Absolutely.
So I know what you're saying. All in all, I was disappointed.
Yeah, we got another card to talk about. Do you want to talk about the ESPN?
Yeah, I think they did a good job. I liked how ESPN did it.
I didn't like what's his name, the announcer. He kind of brought it down for me.
Anik?
Yeah. No.
Ariel?
No, tall black guy.
I don't know.
He's usually on ESPN.
Oh, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
You didn't like Stephen A. Smith?
I didn't find him that good for UFC. He kind of watered the product down.
I wasn't really listening to everything you was saying, to be honest.
All right. First, I'm going to start off with, I'm just going to say, one of my favorite fighters, actually, in the featherweight division was Dennis Bermudez retired. It's good to see him going in the win. So hopefully he can go break some more lemonade Guinness Book of Records.
What?
He has a record for drinking lemonade the fastest in the Guinness Book of Records, I think. Something like that, I don't know. But he's have a good retirement.
Okay.
I don't know. I like Dennis Bermudez. I don't know if you...
I don't care.
What?
Irrelevant to me.
All right. Donald Cerrone versus Alexander Hernandez. Woo!
Man, that was a fight I was most excited for besides the main event. It was
a fight that turned at the press conference that I just was so excited for, because did you see what he was saying to Cerrone?
He called him like an old man with a little pea shooter on a horse or something.
Yeah, and he was telling him to go back to the ranch. And he's like, and Cerrone shut him up.
Yeah, he's like, we're street fighting now, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
Cerrone beat that ass though.
Oh. And Hernandez does have potential for the future. Mm-hmm. He has good hands. He's fast. He's strong. Great wrestling.
I don't know, man. I'm still questioning the man's hands. I wasn't impressed with his hands in the when he was doing an open workout last week, and he didn't look great in the fight with his hands either. But you hit him with a good right hand. But Cerrone looked like a skeleton. Just a but he's 6'1", man, and he's cutting down to 155. Think about that.
And he could have beer. Poor guy.
Could have a nice butt.
Well, he's probably drinking like crazy right now.
But that he hit him with a head kick, kind of partially blocked, but it still dazed him, and then he just fed him after that.
It was nice. I was freaking out.
That was vintage, man. Oof. And we're looking. It looks like it's going to be Cowboy and the Notorious next.
Yeah, I think that's a bad matchup for Cerrone, but
I think it's a bad matchup for Conor. I think I would favor Cowboy going into that fight.
I just think the body he'll work the body at lightweight. If it was a welterweight fight, Cerrone would kill him, but Conor will be able to. Cerrone has a problem with body shots.
He does.
Horrible at lightweight.
But I think Conor could very well get submitted in that fight. We know Conor will. I
think Conor said he wants it. I think Cerrone's going to give him a stand up. That's what Conor wants. He just wants someone to stand up with him for a whole fight. I don't have to worry.
Well, why would Cerrone stand up with him when they're let's say they're fairly even at stand up, but let's say Conor may edge him a little bit, which I'm not even sure. It's pretty close. On the ground, it's not close. Cerrone's way better than him at jiu-jitsu. Why wouldn't he take him down and submit him?
Because Cerrone's a man.
I don't know.
I think Cerrone's there just to have prove a point now.
I see him getting head kicked and choked out, to be honest. Nate Diaz choked out.
I think it'll be a good fight. And Nate Diaz beat Cerrone too. Kick the shit out of Cerrone.
I think it's gonna be a great fight. I think it'll be a great fight.
It's one of those fights where it's a fan fight.
Yeah, I'm favoring Cowboy, I think. I'm not sure.
It'll be good for the...
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to talk as much shit to each other. I think they've, ever since...
They did in the past.
Yeah, the press conference.
Yeah.
But I feel like now they both have respect for each other. Even Cerrone said at the post conference, when he was talking to Alex Henry, he gave the hint, that Conor is actually good at talking shit.
Yeah, that dude, it just sounded forced and shit.
Yeah, at least that's where Conor is good at that, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this is only a fan-friendly fight. I think if Conor loses, he retires. I think if Cerrone loses, he retires.
You think if Conor loses, he goes to boxing, or what?
I think he's done if he loses. Done.
And if Cerrone loses, you think he retires?
Yes.
I don't think he retires for losing to Conor McGregor. No shame in losing to Conor McGregor. I think I can see if Conor loses, he could retire, because it's like the fight back to get to Khabib would take a lot of work if he lost to Donald Cerrone. But for Cowboy, he wins 2, loses 2, wins 4, loses 1, loses 3, wins 1. It's all over the place. It doesn't really matter. he'll go on a streak at some point and he could get that title.
He's on a streak right now.
Yeah,
Finally.
two fight.
Finally.
Right? Alright, so where are we going now?
Klobuchar, he got rocked.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever.
Next.
Paige Van Zandt and Ostovich. Man, let's talk about Ostovich's booty.
Fuck, man, I was hurt. I was hurt by this fight, man, deep. I thought Team Double D was coming through for her. She landed a good right hand and then took her down and almost armbarred her, didn't she? Or...
Yeah, she was going for some submissions. She was beating her in the first round. I thought she was a lot stronger.
I think she was a lot better. I think she was gassed in the second round.
Yeah. You know what? It's good to see that Paige get a win, though. Paige with 3 losses in reality would be bad.
My girl's 4-5, though.
But like Brennan, yeah. She still has potential, though. She had some good moments. She went through a lot, though, so.
It was a sloppy fight, though. It was a lot of weird scrambles. A lot of...
When you have a face like that, I'm not going to let her go. You'll get to see her fight again.
If she gets cut, I'm done with that women's division.
Done with the UFC?
Fucking no, that women's division can go if she gets fucking cut, man. That's my girl right there.
So 125s.
You see what Henry Cejudo shot at Nikki Bella? I'm shooting my shot at Rachel Ostovich. But yeah.
Henry Cejudo said, what about Nikki Bella?
You didn't hear about this?
No.
Bro, he was on Ariel Helwani show and he's like, I was sitting beside Nikki Bella on the plane to New York and she's been my longtime crush. I just had to figure out how I could get, how to talk to her. He's like, I realized my niece is a huge Nikki Bella fan, so I called my niece over on the plane and introduced them. And then we started talking, and then he was on the Ariel Helwani show after his fight, and he's like, basically saying how, telling the story. And Ariel tagged Nikki Bella, and Nikki Bella responded, was like, I heard I was your good luck charm, let's go for drinks.
Shout out to
I'd love to let.
Gosh.
She's like, you should work out. You should work me out, and I'm sure you got some good moves and shit.
Nikki Bella's one of the most beautiful girls ever to live.
She's good looking.
She's 35.
Henry's 31, so whatever.
But still, she's she's top 5 for me women all time.
Give me Ostovich.
I'd rather Bella. Screw Joseph Benavidez. We knew he was going to win every match. Gregor Gillespie. Let's talk about that.
I didn't pay attention to this fight, to be honest. I know he won.
He's supposed to be the next big prospect, though.
Did he dominate in the UFC?
Yancey landed 1 foot punch in the whole fight.
Oh, wow. All right.
So, he's a good fighter. In his wrestling, they're saying is the guy to beat.
This is at 155?
155. He's strong. His wrestling is like Ben Askren, that kind of wrestling.
It's too bad he has no name because he'll never fight Khabib. But
he's getting a name. They're promoting him like crazy.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I would not be if the next fight for Khabib was Gregor Gillespie. I'd be pissed.
No. He's gonna get a top 10 though.
Yeah.
He's on a 7-fight win streak.
Fair enough. Well, that's good for him. Yeah, that's amazing.
I thought he was pretty good. He's boring. He's not a good fighter to watch.
Yeah.
He's a boring fighter, but he's good.
Fair enough.
Well, we're going to talk about the next fight. And shout out to Brennan Shaw because, you nailed it, man. If you watched that podcast, 2 days ago, what he talked about Greg Hardy?
Yesterday.
I swear the guy was going to cry. He was so mad.
I disagree with what Brennan was saying, to be honest with you.
I don't
think he did it on purpose. I don't think he was looking for his way out. That's it. We got to remember, this dude he's had 3 fights. This is his first fight in the UFC, and they throw him the co-main event.
Yeah, that could be, but everything else, yes.
Well, everything he's done outside of the sport, he's a scumbag. Whatever. We know this. We've already discussed this last week. But I don't think he threw the knee on purpose. I don't think it was him trying to just be like, I'm going to lose this fight. I'm gassed. I can hurt this guy really bad, and then I just get a DQ. Looks like I didn't lose.
In that fight, I really think they put Alan Crowder in there, and I gave Alan Crowder the first round.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, wrestled him.
And did you see him when he was stepping up to him and saying, "Come on," and there was a huge size difference. And it kind of showed Alan Crowder, who was supposed to be this guy, and that's what Brendan Schaub was saying. He's like, Greg Hardy has no skill.
He doesn't, but he's got devastating power, which will take you a long way in the heavyweight division.
I don't think he'll be. I think
he was in the octagon for a combined 2 minutes or something for his first 3 fights. That one went 8 minutes or something.
Yeah, he looked horrid.
Gas, bro. He gassed. I'm telling you right now, he did not throw that knee because he was trying to cheat. In my opinion, I think he threw it because he literally was fatigued and he doesn't know any better because he's never fought at that level.
But is he
before.
A piece of shit?
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about.
I just wanted to say this piece of shit.
He deserved a second chance, man. Should he have been the same card as?
Should he be in the UFC?
No, he shouldn't be in the UFC. No, it's
he does.
the CM Punk all over again.
But even Brendan Schaub said CM Punk is more of a skill set than friggin' Greg Hardy.
Yes, but it's not as good of an athlete, so the athleticism can balance that out.
He's that good athlete.
If you're gassing all pro in the NFL, you're a great athlete.
So it's showing how bad NFL's cardio is.
You don't have to have cardio because it's one play rest.
You should still have cardio.
I guess, but for you to say he's not a good athlete.
For him to gas out after a fucking minute? I don't know. Well, maybe you're just a piece of shit and I don't even want to talk about you because everyone who talks about Greg Hardy, they get in a fight with someone. So, fuck Greg Hardy. Am I right?
Yeah, but he will be back. But what they're going to do is...
Feed him Francis Ngannou.
They're going to throw him to an undercard, which is where he should have been to begin with.
What about Francis Ngannou versus Greg Hardy?
Well, we have Kane versus Francis, so we don't even know what's going to happen with that.
It doesn't matter, though. Francis could still fight him.
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
As during his training camp, he's like, okay, well,
he wants to stand up. What would Francis do to that man, though?
Slept. Quickly. Slept. Yeah, it'd be bad.
I think he'd destroy him.
The Predator would take the Prince of War.
The Prince of Darkness.
No, it's the Prince of War.
Is it?
Yeah, he gave himself a nickname, bro. The Prince of War. For sure, don't give yourself a nickname. If you're a fighter out there and you're coming up and you give yourself a nickname, you're done. Like, your nickname's irrelevant. You can't do that.
You know they have a nickname studio for the UFC?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It is funny.
When you go into a little shop and you go, this is your name.
I know. All right, Briggs, we got the main event up next.
Yeah, TJ versus...
Cejudo. What did you think?
It's a fight that...
Cejudo looked great.
I didn't like that fight. I'm a TJ fan.
People are going to say,
early stoppage.
The weight cut took away TJ's chin. We've seen TJ get hurt many times, so we know he can be hurt at 135. We know that. He's fighting a dude that's solid, man. Like, Cejudo isn't really a 125er. He's missed weight enough a couple times.
Twice.
If anything, I'd say Cejudo is bigger than Garbrandt. He's just not as tall. He's thick as fuck.
He's a thick man.
Yeah, and then so the fight lasted 32 seconds. It was pretty much body kick, right hand.
There was a head kick too.
Was there a head kick in there too? And then just jumped on top of him and landed some shots, and then TJ jumped on a single leg and tried to take him down, right?
Yeah. He was pulled.
Well, I think it was early, but
I know it's not horrible, but it's like at the level of champ versus champ.
He's
hurt bad. On a little bit though.
He was hurt very bad.
I don't know. Like Brendan Schaub said, it's one of those fights you can't really tell who's better.
Okay, so what about the Conor McGregor Jose Aldo fight?
We don't know. Is Jose still known as the best featherweight of all time?
In our opinion, a lot of people disagree with that. A lot of people have Max, a lot of people have Conor. I think Jose is just because of his body of work, but you have to say on that night Conor was better because he knocked him out, and on that night you have to say Cejudo was better.
But you never know. You know what I mean? Like
he knocked him out.
Great point again. I really enjoyed Schaub's podcast. Shout out to Schaub because he mentioned amazing points that I wasn't even thinking about. Like the point of like Kane getting knocked out by JDS. When that first knockout happens, it doesn't really prove anything till the second fight.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see in the future.
But they do a disservice to you when they don't give you the rematch, like Aldo versus McGregor. We didn't see a rematch. They do a disservice to you when we see Nate Diaz and Conor have two fights. One was dominant, one was a close second fight, and they don't give us a third fight. They do a disservice to you when they don't give you a conclusion to these storylines. So if they don't give us Cejudo versus Dillashaw again, then we have to assume that
if they want to promote TJ for the bantamweight belt, though, which his pay-per-views were actually going up, they need to have this bantamweight.
I agree with you. I think the fight should be at 125 again because that's the right thing to do. Because you want to save this division, you want to keep this division. That's the only fight in the division, that I will watch.
And there's no clear-cut contender right now at bantamweight. Like, there's contenders.
It's Benavidez, isn't it?
At flyweight.
That's what I'm talking. 125.
I know, and I'm saying there's no clear contender at 135. Like there's fights that are building up to the contender. Like Marlon Moraes versus Rafael Asensio is going to get the bantamweight, but that fight still needs to happen.
Garbrandt is right there, but he's already lost twice.
He's not going to get a fight for a while, and he's fighting Rob Font, I think.
He's a tough guy. He's a very tough guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, my point here is this whole MMA card last on the weekend was to save the 125-pound division, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing that makes sense is to bring TJ's ass back down to 125 and rerun it. To me, that's the common thing to do. If TJ had smashed Cejudo, okay, then you give Cejudo a chance if he wants to come up to 135. But if anything, I think TJ made the weight easier than Cejudo.
Yeah, but what if TJ loses twice?
TJ loses twice, he's going to have to get stripped of his belt at 135 because he hasn't defended it in like a year then, in that case.
They wouldn't strip him.
If you don't defend your belt for a year, you should be stripped.
Aldo didn't defend it. Dominic Cruz, it took a year and a half. He got Renan Barao.
Not stripped, interim belt then.
Interim, yeah.
But if you can't defend for a year, there needs to be the division needs to move on.
And they're great with interim belts. We know that in the UFC.
They're terrible with interim belts. Look at Kobe Covington.
That guy's known as a UFC champion now.
He won an interim title, and they don't give him a title shot to defend.
That's kind of bullshit.
That's awful.
And it would have been good build up. Like that would have been a good fight. Woodley would have smashed him.
Yeah, bad.
Decapitated, but it would have been a good build
Terrible, terrible.
Kamaru might be a bad matchup for Woodley.
Kamaru. I think Kamaru gets beat up, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, we had a couple questions though. So we answered one of them. We were asked why, or did you think the stoppage was early? You think it was. I think it was early, but I also think it was a good stoppage. You can't argue that he was hurt bad. It's a good time to stop the fight, but they could have let it keep going. But who knows? Maybe if they let it keep going, maybe TJ pulls something out of his ass and submits him. Maybe
Barry check-hungled him.
Or maybe he gets hit really hard again and put unconscious. You don't know. So I'm not going to sit here and just say it was a terrible stoppage. I've seen a lot worse stoppages. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the other question was, why couldn't Broner land the right hand? Why wasn't he throwing it, and why wouldn't he land the right hand? I think it's just because Manny Pacquiao's output was so high.
Yeah, he couldn't set it up.
He was just thinking, every time I throw something, I'm going to get touched up. Because Pacquiao, at 40 years old, is still faster than Broner.
Oh, he was really fast.
It's crazy.
He looked really fast.
He was throwing 2 shots before Broner would get one off.
I think Pacquiao is a special athlete.
Yeah.
For sure.
What do you think, though? Do you think, is there anything else to why he couldn't throw the right hand? Was he just...
We don't know if he was hurt, but we'll hear from Broner, trust me, if there was any excuses.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's Broner, I can't believe his post-fight speech, man.
It was hilarious.
I know I won that fight. I know I won it.
I did it for the hood, man.
I did it for the hood. Now I want that money fight.
Yeah. What do we got going on this weekend, man?
We got that Fedor Bader.
Bellator, what, 214?
Yeah, Bellator something. I don't know. But there's a couple good fights on the card, actually.
Finale for the heavyweight Grand Prix, right?
Yeah, and isn't it, is that MVP versus Paul Daly?
On the same card?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
Or is that the main event? I think that is the... We'll see. I'm going to pull up the card right now, but let's talk about the main event while I'm looking this up.
Okay, so you got Ryan Bader, the Bellator light heavyweight champion.
Yeah. Coming
up in weight. He's fighting Fedor.
Yeah.
Some people consider the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah.
I favor Bader.
Oh, Bader's going to destroy him.
A lot of people are saying Bader's going to get smashed.
Bader gets smashed by Fedor, yeah, right.
I think he's just going to wrestle him, man.
Right.
Bader's just a monster right now. He's on a tear. I think we see Bader fight Fedor, and then you're going to see people push for, a Cormier versus Bader fight, a champ versus champ fight.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Because that needs to happen.
That fight should happen in the UFC.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, there is a big fight happening on... for my prediction, I just got Ryan Bader. Is it a 5-round or a 3-round?
It's 5-round. No. Yeah, it's
5 it is for the title. Yeah. So this one will be 5-round.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got ground and pound.
Okay, I agree.
Second round TKO, what would you say?
I'm going to say unanimous decision.
5 rounds, though?
Yeah, I don't see Bader stopping Fedor.
I think Bader's chin and everything looks a lot stronger at heavyweight.
I agree.
Looks really good.
Man, he's thick.
He's a big boy. And he's not that old.
He's 35, right?
Yeah, he's about 35, June 7th.
Yeah.
What do you... we got another WWE guy fighting. Jack Swagger.
Yeah, he's a legit wrestler, though. He's not
And he looked ripped.
I haven't seen him.
Did you see the photo?
No.
Woo!
He's big, though. He made Schaub look small.
Yeah, he's a huge boy.
He's a big guy. He's a University of Oklahoma wrestler, so he's legit. Oklahoma's where Cormier wrestled.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he is a... Where Where is this photo? I want to show the people. Bellator. And your boy's fighting this week.
Keith Thurman?
Aaron Pico.
Pico's fighting this week?
Pico's fighting Henry Corrales.
Okay, so first round knockout.
Is that going to keep happening until he gets stopped again?
He's going to keep happening until they feed him something that's relevant. I don't even know why he's in Bellator, to be honest. This guy should be in the UFC.
Oh, I can't even find this photo.
Anyways, whatever. He's ripped. He's on Pico Grandma.
He's on the Pico. He's on that Risen shit, so.
But, yeah. So,
and that's about it for that card.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, Pico. They throw Pico on almost every card, man, because he just dispatches guys so quick.
Yeah, I know.
What do you think about Thurman fighting this weekend?
I think he does fight,
Cejudo Lopez.
I don't like supporting it, dude. If there's one boxer I don't like, it's Thurman.
He will. If he doesn't knock out Cejudo Lopez, is an issue. He can't be called one time no more if he doesn't knock out Lopez. Yeah, especially after 2.5 years off, you better come knock this guy the fuck out.
You think he wins?
Easy. He wins easy, but he has to knock him out. Or else, like, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, like, come on now. Really? Really? Cejudo Lopez is, like, smaller than Pacquiao, man. Like, let's go. Knock this guy out, please.
Did you see, what's his name got arrested? Sergey Kovalev?
Kovalev got arrested?
Yeah.
For what?
I didn't read too much about it. I gotta look at it a little bit.
He's got a fight coming up, too. So, shit. But that's pretty much it for this weekend.
Yeah, so,
I'm excited for that Bellator card, though. I want to see the...
We'll do a recap on it, so...
If you guys have any other questions, shoot them our way. Keep following and liking our stuff. Appreciate it. And we'll be back next week. Take care, guys.
Need more coffee.